Hello, this is Mike Pucciarelli. In today's webinar, I'll be talking about how I use Adobe Camera Raw and Bridge and also um, Photoshop for light painting a motorcycle. And I'm going to start with the folder structure. I have a folder for all my Godox files. I have a folder for all my Savage 201 files. And then I have a file for the master art file. So first going to start with, you know, with the light files, like the Godox files. And these are all DNG files that are converted from C3 files, where I would use Control or Command R to go into Camera R and Camera Raw. I would load the settings. I would use the LC, 500, open without scrim. I click open, and then I would click done, but I'm going to click cancel because I've already done that. I'm going to do Control A. Now, when I do Control A, the only thing that won't be selected be, of course, is the JPEG files. Before I do Control A, I got to right click. I got to develop settings. I want to copy the settings. Then I do Control Command A. And again, I'm selecting all my DNGs. So this doesn't exist, but I'm just doing this for teaching purposes. So I would do right click. I would do paste settings. And I've already done that. And this little symbol means that this little symbol means that I modified the file. This is the folder with, I'm going to go back, the Savage LED light, where, again, this is a DNG converted from a CR3, and I use the DNG converter. I do Control Command R. I'm going to load the settings. I'm going to choose, I got to look for the Savage preset. And I'm going to click on this one because I was not using a scrim. I click open, but I'm going to click cancel, and then I click done. And then I'm going to right click, develop settings, copy settings. Then I'm going to do Control or Command A, where the only thing that wouldn't be selected is a JPEG because we're going to create this. I would right click, I would go to develop settings, I would go paste settings, and then click OK. So all these things with the little symbol have the thing, the little symbol here means the raw file, the DNG files are modified. And then I would select all the JPEGs or the DNG files. I would go to Photoshop Image Processor. And I would make sure that this is not checked because I'm copying and pasting in Photoshop. Then I click Run, and that's where I would click on this, create JPEGs. But these JPEGs are not here because I cut and pasted them and I put them into I put them in here. So that all the JPEGs are in one place. And I do the same thing over here. I'm going to select all the raw files. Well, actually, you want to do, because I've already, synced all the properties. I'm going to develop settings. I'm going to copy settings. I'm going to Control or Command A. The only thing I won't be selected is the JPEG folder. Then I'm going to right click. and I'm going to go develop settings. I'm going to get paste settings. And that's why all these will be selected. And I go to tools, image processor, and I do the same thing. I make sure this is not checked. Because if I were to check this off and I copy and paste to Photoshop, you'll have an error mismatch problem. And I don't want that. I click run and I get this. Now we're going to talk about Adobe Photoshop, where I'm going to disable every one of these layers. I'm going to talk about every layer because all these layers are selections copied from a JPEG, and I'm using a special action. I'm using a special paste. Well, we're first going to start with the base file. Then I click actions. I'm going to go to my here. I'm going to click make base play. When I click on this, I play this action, I get this. And the only thing I'm doing is this shadow is pulled from the right to the left. And so, and this would be, every time I do this, I would open up a brand new JPEG. I'd use the Lassie Lusso tool to make a loose selection. I do Control Command C. I'm going to do Control Command C so that when I paste, I'm going to go to my edit menu, be edit, paste in place. So, and that's, so all these would be new JPEGs in the same format without the sRG feature clicked. And so I'm going to talk about the brush when I paint that. My brush settings is I'm using a very soft brush. The spacing you want a low percentage. You could do all the stuff like cool graphics, but we're just painting with a light brush and light painting. It's a soft brush. The hardness is 0. So you always want to be using a soft brush. And you always want to be painting, black hides, white reveals, because you want to reveal the nice lighted part when you light paint. And when I use this action, I click on this. I always do a paste in place, and this is after I do Control Command C, and I set the blend mode to lighten. And these are all copy JPEGs. Now this is a clip mask where if I want to make it darker, I just clip it, and I can unclip it. I just use the Alt or Option key. So, and there's just for the background. And this, I'm going to talk about the group here. This group is for this, part of the wheel here. And I'm using called a double mask feature where, and I'm using a very soft brush and I already painted this in, but I have a layer mask here where I clip it, where I have actions that do this. I could also just do this. I could press the Alt or Option key, like a toggle, and I make this lighter, darker. And I also do the same thing with this, where I'm pushing the Alt or Option key, where I want to change the color. I'm just going to use funky colors to get, I know it's not perfect, and that's why we just clip the mask because it only affects the layer below. That's why this, where I want to just make the background nice and dark, so you bring out the subject more. I'm pressing the Alt or Option key, and when it turns it a symbol, so it's a toggle. And I'm just pressing the Alt or Option key, and when I drag it, when it changes the arrow, you just toggle it, and it's the same thing, off, on. So I'm going to push F12 because I don't want to save any changes. So now I'm going to save it. Suppose I wanted to do this for to be used in other ways. I'm just going to call this demo. I'm going to click, save. What I'm going to do is I am going to flatten the image, and I think I'm going to do some sharpening. I'm also going to run my signature. I'm also going to format this better so that it could upload better to the web. And then basically, I have a condition. If it's landscape, do something. If it's not landscape, do something. And if you look at my image size, that the width, which is this way, the length, the bigger side that's 4,000. If the height were bigger, then that would be 4,000. So let's see. I'm gonna delete this layer because we don't need it. So I'm gonna just use, now I have actions, I call their actions that produce this nice frame. Now, I have other actions that could help it do my job. Where it's called, if you want to change the blend mode quickly. I'm gonna go backwards. If you want to use overlay, want to darken if I wanted to. But I decided to create a group of popular blend mode changes that a lot of people use. And just basically, it's just put it in action. And, all you have to do is click on it and you get your effect. And so I decided to create a group of actions called MFP Blend Mode Change. And I decided to pick out the 5 most popular of screen for lighten, multiply for dark, lighten for lighten, the light's affecting in a good way, the soft light, the overlay, darken for darken, the luminosity for color. So all you have to do is just, click on it here. I know that's not perfect, but I just want to, talk about new actions, do my job quickly with just a click of a mouse. Well, that concludes our webinar. And if you like this, channel, this YouTube channel, maybe consider liking and subscribing. And it's, YouTube of Still Life and Landscape on Michael Pucciarelli YouTube channel. And I have several sections on, well, I have a playlist on the black plex table, the white plex table, light painting, equipment, Photoshop, landscapes. I have like 6, playlists of information or folders of information. Thank you for listening to this webinar.